If I said something like, we've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, it would be edible. Cool, yeah, man. Take a seat. Right at the bloody end. Oh. Hey guys, so this is podcast the next day, really, after the disgrace that happened at the end there. But yeah, so we're there's only a few stragglers left.
It's the last man standing.
Yeah, that's right. We've got probably, I don't know, 8 people left. So anyway, so I'm down here with Stu, and Stu's just going to let us know about his snake catching experience and just his life in general. He does a lot of displays, a lot of like shows around the country as well. So how you going, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man. So this season, did you do much catching or?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So where I am in the Port Macquarie area of New South Wales, for the last few, we're sort of starting to get a sense of normality. Like as you would have seen, we've copped a bit of a hiding over the past few years with storms, floods, you name it.
Yeah.
And seasonally, the last few years we've actually had much cooler summer conditions. It's only been probably this season just gone where our temperatures have actually been sort of much
Decent,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
For the reptiles, that is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So this year's probably been a little bit more busier than previous years in the last 5 years.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But still not sort of quite back to that full sense of normality, I'd say, like from seasons that I had, going back a good 10 years prior to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another thing too. So how long have you been a snake catcher and also doing demonstrations? Or?
Yeah, so catching on the mid-north coast or in the Port Macquarie area.
Yeah.
Been catching back up that way since 2015. But where I first started snake catching was down on the south coast of New South Wales, down in the Shorehaven Nowra.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, sweet. So, what really got you into wanting to be a catcher, or just I guess you do a lot of different work. You do conservation stuff. You're quite interesting when it comes to that. You got quite a lot of things going on. So, if you want to dive into anything about, I know you mentioned this turtle thing that you're doing at the moment. Yeah. Elaborate a little bit.
And it's interesting, really, because there's been a few people here over the weekend that have been saying, "Oh, there's the turtle guy," and I'm sort of like, "No, I'm not the turtle man. I'm not the
everything guy."
Like, I'm. I don't want to take credit. There are so many more people out there that are worthy of that title.
Yeah.
But for our one of the big things in recent years, and I guess really where it sort of kicked off was 2015.
Yeah.
If you went back 20, 30 years ago, or not that far, but 20 years ago, where do you sort of see myself? How do I envision myself? My main sort of my main passion areas were crocodilia and leopard snakes.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
And just general wildlife in general. And the spark was when I was yay high. As a little fella, my grandmother was an avid animal lover. She was a bird breeder.
Cool.
She bred quite a number of birds that she supplied to a lot of the big well-known wildlife parks in the area. So Featherdale Wildlife Park.
So you always your family was always there amongst the animal.
Yeah, so
animal life.
I kind of sort of had that influence and that exposure to animals at an early age, which obviously is what fueled the flame, and it's just stuff that I never sort of really grew out of.
Yeah.
My father had a bit of an interest in reptiles when he was a young fella, and he's sort of like, well, I'll get my kid a pet turtle and pet bluey like I had, and sort of share that sort of bit of interest, and I just think he sort of kind of thought it was going to go the same way he was, where he'd have it for a few years and then grow out of it, and I just grew into it more and more, and
Cool. Yeah.
at the age of 15, the local wildlife park, knocking on the door to want to volunteer,
Nice, man.
and it was all she sort of wrote from there.
Yeah,
They were
cool.
heavily involved in not only the zoo side of things, managing an animal park, but they were also one of the key instrumental people for wildlife rescue back in the day down in Nowra, and so there was very few snake handlers. They only had one snake handler at the time on the books. He was running from down as far south as Ulladulla all the way up to Kiama.
Yeah, wow.
And so with myself and another keeper, or back then animal attendant, he had an interest in reptiles, and so we just clicked straight away. And the next thing, they're like, well, you're the only two other people that we know that are willing to get on the tail of red bellies and things like that. We want you, can you guys, so and so's got a diamond python on their front balcony and freaking out of Gerringong. Can you guys go and get it? There's a lady that's sitting on a kitchen table in Kiama with an eastern brown, and can you guys shoot up? And so that's kind of where it started back in the late 90s.
That's so cool. Now these days, you volunteer somewhere, you're on a list. It's really hard for this generation to get into the zoo side of things as well, because there's this long waiting lists, there's the volunteering, everything is like everyone wants to be a snake catcher. You know what I mean? It's getting so common.
And I think social media sort of really taken that up. So, like back, and I guess there's always sort of the Ewan factor as well. I quite often early on in my career, everyone's sort of like, oh, well, you must have been a big fan of Steve Owen because you're in there working with crocs and things like that. And I'm like, well, he wasn't really on the radar back when I was a young fella and influential. It was people like
you'd be similar in age, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I don't know how old Steve would be now, but
probably a bit.
Around
I think Steve would have sort of been 50s, 60s by now. So sort of like a 10, 15 year sort of deficit. But for me, growing up as a kid, like my idols and stuff were Les Hiddens, the bush tucker man. Malcolm Douglas, Albie Mangle,
cool.
all of those sort of guys, and probably it wasn't until sort of I was in my very late teens, early 20s that Steve's light really sort of strong and sort of by that stage I was sort of already early on in the industry, and for me personally, like my idols were people in the industry and sort of working with a mentor. And so someone that I always claim as a big mentor and someone who was a big inspiration for me was Neville Burns down in the Blue Mountains, and he was the key reptile guy at Australian Wildlife Park, which was part of Wonderland, which is basically like Sydney's version of Dreamworld back in the day.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So
that's cool. So that's you find with the animals, everyone who loves animals and go into the reptile side of things, everyone kind of like goes, oh, you're a snake catcher, you love reptiles. But most of us, actually all of us, we're just really like more environmentalists, and we're more like wildlife lovers in general. All wildlife. It's not just simplifying it to just the reptiles or anything like that. Like me with my birds, you have birds too.
Yeah.
You have Major Mitchell.
Yeah, Major Tom.
That's cool.
Major Tom and Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, sick.
So,
Yeah.
and sentimental thing. So, and it's ironic. Like the last zoo that I worked at, which I was there for about 17 and a half years.
Yeah.
Which
That's
these days that's a pretty long haul
big
in the
stint.
zookeeping
Yeah.
industry. You know, you usually spend a few years here and a few years there, but it was a place that I saw vision in it. It was, out of respect, we called it Tide when we became involved in it. I first started working there when the new owner took it on, and the owner was my former supervisor. And we saw a direction in it. But I was keen mainly there as the head reptile keeper, but
cool.
also a bit of jack of all trades, so working with all the other natives.
Yeah.
But over the years, my sort of main departmental areas were the reptiles and the birds.
Yeah, cool.
And to an offset, the other primates, which were 2 spider monkeys.
That's cool. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
Not many people get to experience that, really.
No, and that's where I've sort of been really sort of quite fortunate in that
so cool.
that sort of regard.
That's so cool.
And even have the opportunity to work and train with big cats and things like that as well. So
yeah, nice.
yeah, for a humble reptile handler to be able to sort of have his fingers in a few different pies over the years.
Yeah,
It's been quite an experience.
Yeah, man. Well, you're a genuine dude, and you put in a lot of work. By the sounds, since you were young. So yeah,
and that's it. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a lifestyle. You know, it's what I live. It's what I love. You know, and I can't see and know myself doing anything else. You know, and outside of a career in wildlife, the only other thing that I've sort of really done outside of that was service in the military as a paramedic. Which all the while I still had the focus, love and passion on wildlife, snakes, but learning about envenomation, learning about the first aid and the medical treatment regimes and things like that, and physically
do it. Or
it's one point where a lot of us that are working in this industry, training and promoting snake safety and awareness and avoidance, to avoid a potential bite. But also we sort of train and advocate first aid, what you do if you're bitten by a snake, and that side of things. But to be in a position where I have worked and I've actually had to physically treat a snake bite from first aid point right through to the point of actually having to administer antivenin and go down that whole road is really a big sort of experience to see firsthand from start.
There definitely wouldn't be many people that have done that.
No, and especially too on a paramedical level. Like normally that's not something that we do in civil paramedics. You're just stabilising and sustaining and getting them to the hospital, where then medical staff, triage staff will then that's it, testing, assessing and following the whole regimes that might be set down and direction from toxicologists and things like that. Working in remote areas, and especially as a military paramedic, you might be one of maybe a team of 3 or 4, or you might be solo, which in my case that was the situation. Hectic. I was a one and only medic dispatched to a vessel with a crew of about 52 at the time.
Did you have to actually save someone from us?
There were 2 incidents. There was one with the sea snake and one with the death adder, just off Magnetic Island.
Wow.
So, that's what that's what I said at the time, along with the other few keywords. So I was absolutely packing myself. And I was literally being the hands-on and following direction for a senior medical officer on the phone. In Brisbane, basically telling me
the process
exactly, running through and going, okay, there's clear clinical signs of envenomation. We need to administer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is what you're doing. This is so.
Sea snake.
It's
Did they both survive?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all happy
Yeah,
ending.
both, yeah.
Yeah.
Rapid turnaround improvement, full survival.
Nice.
Able to get them ashore, get them, sustain them until medevac and all that sort of stuff. So,
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's an experience.
that and some.
Yeah. Wow, and
So-
sea snakes too. Like I don't know much about the sea snakes. You always hear that they're
No,
very
and
super
my
highly
knowledge
venomous.
on them is only sort of very limited and that like that. With
Yeah.
this particular one, it was a Stokes, and this was a gentleman on a fishing trawler. So, I can't even remember how many nautical miles it was off sea, off Darwin, and it was pulling the trawler net and doing their thing, and
It was in the net.
Yep.
Heck.
And net he
That's
got bit.
cool. That's
And,
not cool,
we,
but that's
we
crazy.
just happened to be the closest vessel. Heard the call over.
Yeah, wow.
Call over, and went to do the response. So.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's,
Yeah.
so you've lived multiple lives, by the sounds.
Probably.
Yeah.
Blessing and a curse, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. So so when you do much traveling, when you do shows and stuff, when do you stay
Yeah,
local? Or-
a lot, but not as much as some. So I try and keep myself concentrated to the mid-north coast.
Yeah.
And I'm just purely situated in New South Wales. There are other exhibitors out there that are licensed to work in multiple states, but I just sort of keep.
True. Yeah,
keep to
that's
my
right.
own.
Yeah, licensing.
And I tend to sort of concentrate just to my region, to the mid-north coast, and just mainly to work on knowledge skill set of an area where I've been based and established now, to have some familiarisation on the local ecology, and also to be able to
show the locals.
Voice and advocate
what's
our native wildlife on there, which the big one for me is freshwater turtles, and that's where
That's
the
where
guys
this
out
whole
of
turtle
the
thing
weekend have
came
been
in.
saying that the turtle man, because at a snake catcher's barbecue, I'm the one that's been throwing out
The cards.
the turtle porn.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, as much story time and things that I can give these animals, the better they need it.
Yeah.
So, as your followers and viewers might not be aware, is where I'm based, being in the Port Macquarie region of the mid-north coast. We're literally in what I call the turtle Bermuda Triangle, where within that region we've got 3 turtle species which are now endangered and critically endangered, which being the Bellinger River turtle, the Manning River turtle, and the Bell's turtle up in the northern Tableland country.
Okay.
And that's where 2015 there was a major die-off event that occurred in the Bellinger River.
Okay.
We nearly lost them completely. It was well over a 90 percentile die-off extinction.
Yeah. Wow. What was it caused from?
A nidovirus.
Okay.
It's now known as the Bellinger River virus.
Yeah.
And it had a 100% mortality rate for animals that were affected and impacted. Up until recently, there was no cure. It was just considered 100% fatal. There's some guys on the ground that have done some incredible work, and I can't fully quote the name of their business. They're ecologist and fauna spotter management.
Yeah.
They've been playing a crucial role in the ongoing surveillance, but also treatment and cure of a number of these animals within that only, like we're talking like a 60-kilometre section of the Bellinger River upper catchment that these animals are endemically and found.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think it's Australian Fauna Management. It's their name, and I hope I got it correctly. And I want to give them a big shout out if I can.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely look them up, and I'll drop their link in.
100%.
If we got the name correctly, but we'll sort it out.
Yeah. So Josh Mayer and Natalie Engelman. the work that Josh and Nat have done is absolutely incredible. Josh is a local boy from that area, Kalang boy, and for field ecology based on that species, I don't think you could ask for anyone better. Like he just knows those animals inside out, and just from stuff, just hearing stuff on him. There's so much that I've learnt, and I'm by nowhere an expert on these species. They're just something that, and I never would have thought of myself as a turtle person.
Yeah.
Like I said before, elapids and crocs.
Yeah.
But with this event that happened back in 2015, where we nearly saw those animals become extinct, the Bellinger River from where I was working as head of reptiles at Billabong Zoo,
Yeah.
it's an hour and 40 up the road.
Yeah. Okay.
We then also had, I think it was 2017, the Manning River turtle that's down in the Manning River catchment area, which is an hour down the road south of me,
Yeah.
was formally listed as an endangered species.
Wow.
And then
And the same again, the natavirus?
No. There's still a lot of, I guess, data deficient information on where the Mannings are sitting.
Okay.
What has largely been placed has been the impact on the Manning River's population and survivability has been predation from largely foxes, but also other things, feral pigs,
Yeah.
native ones, so like monitors and things like that.
And they'll dig up their nests, they'll do everything, won't they?
Yeah. I mean, foxes are really enemy number one with a lot of our freshwater turtle species.
Yeah.
And in particular, the third one up on the Tableland country, the Bell's turtle.
Yeah.
We've got in many major river systems up around that way where they're finding big old turtles. Turtles that might be 40, 50, even older.
Wow.
But these are turtles that are getting towards the end of their reproductive cycles, but we're not finding the little ones. And so we're getting to a point where every breeding season the foxes have just been so efficient and so full on at just being able to clean up nests that you're not getting the next generation coming through. And when you have a fox, and upper catchment areas are different to coastal river systems where you've just got like a long big expanse of water. Upper catchment areas can be areas where you'll get a large body of water, then you might get some rapids, and then you might get sort of like a small little flow bit, and then just deep pockets, pools and things. And so each one of these sort of areas is like its own little mini ecosystem, and its own little, the turtles aren't living through a large expanse of water. The turtles are living in like little towns
pockets.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you might have a small little pool, deep water pool area where within this particular bit there might be 4, 6, dozen turtles. That's their neighbourhood. Out of those there might be maybe 6, 8, call it what you will, females. When they're coming up to nest, they're nesting on a bank area that could be 20 metres. And so it just takes one night and one fox to completely take an entire breeding season off the board. Now that might be 1 year lost, but in the long run, that sends everything 10 years back, because these turtles can take anywhere up to 10 years to reach sexual maturity and start to... So, and if you've got an animal that
was going to be my next question, actually. So it takes them a while to get sexual maturity, and then there's only a window in their life where they can actually produce.
By around sort of, once they're sort of hitting 40s, 50s. I mean, these are animals that they can have a lifespan of maybe, say, 50 to 100 years.
Wow, cool.
But, good viable breeding age. You're sort of looking from maybe from 8-10 years through to getting into their late 30s, 40s, 50s. By that stage, they're going to stop, that whole ovulation process and things like that. So, you lose that year, then the next year round, 20 years, 30 years.
Slowly just pushing it back.
Hypothetically, worst case scenario, you get a bad run of bloody foxes every breeding season. 5 to 6 years of that could potentially, 50, 60 years down the track, be on the verge of localised extinction
Yeah.
for that species in that waterhole.
Yeah, that's just insane. We've got the cockatoos flying
Yeah.
over at the moment. It's cool. But yeah, I've also heard with the islands of like Indonesia and all that stuff, all the green turtles that come up and nest on the beaches, and because the islanders kind of released pigs onto the islands,
Yes.
the pigs are really bad, and they dig up all the nests and they can just wipe out all the turtles.
100%.
Yeah, so it'd be the same similar thing.
That's right.
And we got really bad boar populations in Australia too, so
We do, yeah.
it'd be definitely the pigs as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Yeah.
And especially sort of getting into areas that are less accessible and human,
Yeah.
occupied and that sort of thing too.
Yeah.
But so I remember distinctly when that all sort of happened, and sort of thought, well, my position where I am, central to that, we've got other zoos and facilities that are really sort of getting on board to help these.
Nice,
And
yeah.
I guess with the Bellows, it's been Taronga with their breeding program. Symbio Wildlife Park down at Helensburgh, and well, I'm working in a senior reptile role at a facility that's the closest one to there. We really should be doing our part. It felt like a moral and professional responsibility to be doing it and not ignore it. And so that's been it ever since. Since then, whatever I can do in my capacity,
That's cool.
to really sort of advocate on those guys.
That's awesome.
And so we put up promotional information, educational information. Threatened Species Day each year. We go out and
Try to make as
turtles.
many people aware as you can, hey?
Yeah, I've set up a Facebook page, the Northern New South Wales Freshwater Turtle Conservation, as a way of public knowledge and awareness.
We'll put that here somewhere.
Yeah.
With the YouTube stuff.
So sort of getting further down the track, when I sort of went out on my own and started my own personal exhibiting, those turtles were going to be sort of key focus in really increasing public knowledge and awareness. And I just happened to be incredibly fortunate to have the opportunity to come along where I could acquire a couple of juvenile Bellinger River turtles.
Cool, man.
I still pinch myself every day for that.
That's cool.
So
your own conservation project?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when the opportunity came, I dived at it.
Yeah.
To not just talk the talk, but to in a extent walk the walk. It's one thing for me to be standing in front of a crowd, going to a school, with something like an eastern long-necked turtle or a Macquarie River short-necked turtle, and be trying to talk about these other turtle species in our region that are endangered and trying to join the dots. To actually have that animal, to have a critically endangered Bellinger River turtle in a classroom with the students, to have it at a holiday park on the banks of the Bellinger River, saying, this is ground central, these turtles are only found here. This is Australia's rarest turtle species.
Wow.
This is the most endangered animal on where you're staying right now, within this region of Australia. And that's one of the biggest strong points you can have as a wildlife exhibitor or a zoo or a wildlife park, is that one thing that I've sort of seen and learnt over the years is that it's one thing to make up a glossy brochure or put an ad or a thing in a magazine or something on like an ad on a TV program, and you see it all the time, ads for Save the Koalas, and it has an impact.
Yeah.
You look at the page and you go, oh, geez,
Yeah.
that's rough. Or you see the ad and you go, whew, yeah.
Yeah.
But turn the page, the next thing that comes on, and it
Gone.
pushes it to the wayside.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you're doing a koala presentation and you're having someone who's face to face, they can touch it, they can feel it, see it, they can smell it. You don't forget that stuff. That doesn't get pushed to the side. That stays with you for life. And so when you're, oh wow, this animal, right, well, this is one of only a few hundred that are left on the planet.
Yeah. And
The
they can
gravity of that.
physically see it, man. Like, it's such a big thing,
Yeah.
to be able to physically see it.
That plants a crucial seed,
Yeah.
because those people, they're not going to forget that. They're going to talk about that. And the method to the madness, I've experienced firsthand. I had someone approach me only a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, I was speaking to someone who was actually the person, that I got the Bellinger turtles from.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He said, mate, like, hats off to you, and I'll give him a plug to Michael Goffey, because I really am indebted to him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have these turtles, and I wouldn't have this opportunity to do what I do with them.
Yeah, that's so cool.
But he said I had a mate contact. I had a bloke contact me. He said, I had a guy. We were on holidays at a holiday park down in Foster, and there was a guy doing a show there, and he was talking about these turtles, and he had one of these turtles there, and seen them, and we didn't realise just how rare and endangered they were, and this and that.
Yeah.
So it's obviously worked.
Yeah, that's
he's
perfect.
Stuck with it, and he's
Yeah.
that's my sort of
Sounds like you're
game plan.
doing great, man. Yeah, I guess that's for all demonstrators out there. It's the passion behind it. They're like the perfect example. That's the perfect example of
Yeah.
what everyone is trying to achieve by demonstrating to the public.
And they're the young son ones. So I firmly believe, if you don't know about it, you can't save it. So,
Yeah.
koalas, and I'm not bashing on koalas.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
my bugbear is in the mid-north coast. They wear koalas like a totem.
Yeah.
And there's information about koalas everywhere, and about their conservation and their status.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, and it's how it should be.
Yeah.
But if you want to go anywhere and try and find, like, there's no Bellinger River turtles or Manning River turtles on big billboards. There's nothing in local holiday parks. These animals, so koala is endemic to quite a large area of southeastern and central eastern Australia.
Yeah.
We're talking about animals that are only found on the mid-north coast, only found within key river systems. They are completely unique.
Yeah.
Why aren't we making them our mascots? Why aren't we iconing them? Like, welcome to the Bellinger coast, or welcome to the Cops coast. Instead of having a koala on that sign, why not have a Bellinger River turtle?
Yeah, for those
welcome to the Manning
specific
Shrine.
areas, the endemic areas. That's a really cool idea too. There's and having such a all endemic species, you would think if it was more known, obviously, you could really target that little area to then protect it a lot easier. You would think it would be easier because it's a small area,
right.
but it never seems to happen.
And it's not by shedding light to this sort of stuff. It's we citizen-based science is such a huge thing these days. Like, once upon a time, and especially when I was younger, it'd be like, well, and I still remember to the day getting my first reptile book and flicking through the pages and reading the page about the western swamp tortoise. And it said in the book, we estimate there's only 50 of these animals left in the wild. They could become extinct within the next 10 years. And it was like, that is cute as a button. I'd love to see one of those turtles. I'd love to
I get like
work
that
with
too.
it or keep it.
Yeah.
But that's going to be extinct by the time I'm growing up. But I mean, now we know we've got a few thousand. They've got a isolated populations being managed in the wild. You've got Perth Zoo and you've got Adelaide Zoo that have got captive management and breeding programs for the species, and they're still here today, and they're going to be here for my kids and my grandkids.
It's a perfect example.
But now being where I am and having the Bellinger turtles, and I mean the graphic thing is now, like right now, unofficial estimated wild population, like what's wild living in the river, could be as little as 40 turtles. We've got probably only about 4, maybe if I'm being ambitious, maybe 500 turtles on the
Yeah.
globally.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's
It's hectic.
that's eye-opening. That's
Yeah.
real, and that's something that really pinches me every day. Every day that I go out and I pinch myself looking at my ones
Yeah.
and just thinking that these are two of
Probably could be the last in 10 years, you know?
well, that's it.
Like,
And
well, hopefully not now.
it'd
Like,
be great to long term, if I can eventually 20 years down the track be able to have sort of something set up on the mid north coast within their playing field
yeah.
for long term captive management and things like that. Try and expand captive management in our zoo facilities outside of myself.
Yeah.
I think it's still really only Taronga and Symbio, like
Yeah.
to really sort of get more zoos on board, get more of these turtles out into zoological facilities to be able to manage and to build and grow a good, safe, sustainable population with good, safe genetic diversity.
Yeah.
To make sure that the only 1 or 2 ones that we currently have don't become genetically compromised and things like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that if we don't get disease outbreaks that compromises them.
Yeah.
We've only got a few life rafts out there. We really need more structurally
Yeah.
if we really want to
Gotta get it happening.
and more work
Yeah.
on stuff out in the field. So like Josh and Nat and the Save Our Species team that work, like up there with the Coffs Coast Bellingers guys, the National Parks guys, and other guys that are working with Josh and Nat.
Yeah.
To their credit, there was another viral outbreak. I think it was in 2023, but their treatment, rehab, to the point of getting those animals to 100% cure rate releasable.
Nice. Yeah.
They took animals that would have been like what we lost in 2015. They've been successful in being able to bring those guys back up to 100% and return to the wild.
That's amazing.
It's epic.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's hats off to them, and
that's
hopefully,
awesome.
hopefully, but we can see a lot more credit and recognition to the work that they've been doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And also,
I haven't even heard of it, and I have tried to put my head in everything reptile, and I haven't even heard it until you. So, yeah.
And that's the problem that I have, and that's the sole reason why I'm the time and the effort that I put in with the turtles, and my time and effort's nothing compared to other people that are doing. I'm just being the soapbox for the people that are doing the real work.
Well, no,
you're
doing
these
it too.
These are people that are working in the shadows behind the scenes. These are people that are doing 100%. Good, strong, honest work to save these animals.
Just for the love of animals.
But not, you won't sort of hear their names, you won't see them, and it's about time that credit's where credit's due.
100%.
And it's like Josh said, he's got no illusions of being the one that's going to save these. They're not going to be saved in our time, but if they get saved, they're going to be in our kids' and our grandkids' time. And I firmly believe that as well. My main goal is to make sure that we've still got something here that to be able to salvage and save for the next generations ahead.
100%.
So it's up to them, and it's this educational role. It's inspiring, So hopefully there might be kids in the audience at the classroom or at the holiday park that will see that and go, well, I want to be a zookeeper. I want to be an ecologist, I want to go and help out. And
that's literally like what it did to me when I was a kid. Because I went to zoos, and my dad was a biologist as well. But like the whole just knowing that there's animals getting wiped out left, right, and centre, all worldwide, but here in Australia, and you just it's just like, wow, why is not everyone doing something about that?
That's
Like,
it. And it's either, I think it just comes down to people just don't know about it, or people just go,
life's
what can I do?
hectic. Life's also very hectic.
Yeah. And that's the benefit with citizen science, is that we don't have to be you don't necessarily have to be an ecologist or a zookeeper, or a ranger
Yeah.
these days. In that people from all walks of life can help and contribute in some way, and it
Yeah.
might just be something like
Spreading the
seeing.
word.
Yeah,
Spreading
so
the-
we can get apps on our phones now,
Yeah.
like TurtleSat with 1 million turtles. So if you see a turtle on the side of the road, or if you're out fishing and you see a turtle, you can take a picture of it and you can enter that, and that's
Okay.
critical data information. That goes onto the app. It goes back to the experts around the country with turtles, and from that simple experience, that simple sighting, you're becoming the eyes and ears for the specialists out there.
Yeah,
And
cool.
being able to give them data and research, that can really help to contribute. And
What was that? What was that one called again? Sorry.
TurtleSat.
Turtle sap.
So
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
but and it's one of many really good apps that we can do for everyone to play a role in conservation with animals. Feral scans, another one for, like, if you see a fox, you see a rabbit, you see a cane toad,
Yeah.
you can report that, and it helps people out on the field. It helps to be able to get a statistical knowledge of concentrated numbers.
Yeah.
So okay, well, this spot's glowing like a red ember.
Yeah.
We've obviously got an issue here that
Yeah.
we really need to thumb down. So we need to work more on whatever management that we sort of put into play here, and
Yeah.
we maybe need to shout out that this area here needs to have more government funding and things put into research.
That's really cool. That's
to management and things like that,
Very
and
clever.
it gets the wheels turning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So-
cool. Yeah, I've heard about the if you hear a frog, you can like record the
Another one, Frog ID.
frog ID.
Frog
That's
ID.
it. Yeah.
Fantastic, and it's
Yeah.
it's awesome, because a lot of the time you don't see them, you hear them,
Yeah.
and so you can make a 20-second recording,
Yeah.
and it'll, the algorithm in that thing will go that there's it's this species, or it could be one of the three of these species, and then you enter the location and it narrows it down. It goes red. It's spotted marsh frog, or it's green tree frog.
And that's cool. That's just for fun too, and that also helps.
100%,
That helps conservation for the animals, as well as it's fun to do with your kids. Like
And in Bellingen, they've got Riverwatch, which is run through Osgreen. Now, their citizen-based science, in the early stages, they were going out and doing water testing, so collecting water samples from different parts of the Bellingen River to look at the water quality.
see if that's an issue too.
And it's all part, it's good and well to breed animals to release back into the wild, but you've got to have an ecosystem that's viable for those animals to go back to. And so it was really, to target the environment itself. So testing the water quality, and the water quality is good. Bellingen and the Clang are pristine river systems.
Nice.
They're beautiful. So we know that the quality of the environment's not
The
one
issue.
of the issues.
The biggest issue. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they also sort of invest, so doing macro watch, and that's getting the kids involved, So like the preschools, primary schools, and things like that. They're going out and they're the old scoop nets, stuff
cool.
like that. Stuff like you
Back
would
in
do
the
as a
day.
kid, So going out and scooping and seeing all the bugs and creepy crawlies you're getting and things like that. They're then put them under the microscope, getting footages and things like that.
Yeah.
And then ecologists and and scientists, they can go, well, okay, and that gives them a clear outlook of the health and things of the river system.
That
But
brings-
this is key parts of the food chain. These are food resources for hatchling turtles and for other wildlife that feed on those things that the turtles have got to feed on. So
Exactly
it's all
right.
pieces of the puzzle that all make
the whole
for the bigger.
ecosystem needs to be
Right,
cared for.
Plant a tree, repair and regeneration.
Yeah.
The flora along a riverbank is just as vital as the fauna.
Is
Because
there any
it's,
pest species of fish through there?
I
You haven't found any yet?
I honestly don't know. that's sort of a bit of outside of my area. I mean,
Yeah,
I know European carp around southeastern Australia, probably one of the major pest species. Yeah, like I know where we are, tilapia are the big ones,
Disgusting.
and I know they're sort of pushing down into northern New South Wales. But to the best of my knowledge, I don't know. Like Josh, if he ever watches this, he'll be on, you bloody idiots, G. It's this and that.
No, I just like
but-
bing. Maybe there's like bad fish in there that could also be taken away from the food supply,
Well,
or something like that.
yeah, and these can be potential things as well. You know, we've seen like in the Murray and the Riverina, the damage that European carp do, where they outnumber and populate and push out other native species, but also the damage that they do to the banks, which also affects things like your water quality and things like that, which
they
are
eat all
detrimental to
sorts of
other species.
vegetation. Hey, so
Yeah,
they just
that's
smash
it. So,
vegetation.
and yeah, tilapia up this way, and you know, there are a number of other species as well where they're co-competing or predating and things like that. So.
Which is another on the pest invasive species stuff.
Swamp bats probably smell better than us right now too.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, man. That's been awesome.
Mate, no, thanks. It's been good chatting with you about this.
You're a legend, man.
Thank you.
See you guys.